Gaming chair or office chair? Which one actually wins after 8 hours at a desk? The racing seat design looks impressive, but does it really give you better support, or are you paying for the look? Office chairs fight back with adjustable lumbar support, breathable materials, and designs built around long work sessions. But here's the twist. One gaming chair has borrowed enough serious ergonomic engineering to compete with premium office chairs costing far more. So we're comparing both categories on comfort, adjustability, lumbar support, materials, recline, and long-term value to find out which chair actually deserves your money. Let's get started. What is a gaming chair? A gaming chair borrows its entire shape from motorsport bucket seats, tall backrests, side bolsters that wrap around your shoulders and hips, and an aggressive recline range built to hold you steady the way a racing seat holds a driver through a turn. That bucket shape genuinely works for its original job, stabilizing a body during sudden lateral forces, but at a desk you're not cornering at speed, you're sitting mostly still for hours, and side bolsters that once felt supportive can start crowding your legs and shoulders instead. Lumbar support on most gaming chairs comes from a removable pillow strapped or wedged into place rather than built into the frame, which means the support you get depends entirely on the pillow staying exactly where you put it, and if it shifts during a long session, that support quietly disappears. Materials skew toward leather or leatherette, which look sharp on camera but trap heat noticeably more than breathable fabric across a 4 to 5 hour session. On longevity, the cold cure foam used in most gaming chair seats is well documented to compress within 2 to 4 years of regular use. And most brands back that foam with only a 2-year warranty, a number worth remembering before you commit to one for daily desk work. The category also skews heavily toward one specific visual identity: tall winged backrests, contrast piping, and a low aggressive seating position, all borrowed directly from esports branding rather than from any actual posture research, which is worth keeping in mind the next time a spec sheet leans hard on the words racing inspired. What is an office chair? An ergonomic office chair starts from a completely different design question, not how do we hold someone in place, but how do we support natural movement for 8+ hours without the user thinking about it? That shows up in integrated lumbar support built directly into the chair's frame rather than a pillow you have to reposition, breathable mesh seating designed specifically to manage heat across a full workday, and independently adjustable seat depth, tilt tension, and armrest height meant to accommodate different body types rather than one idealized posture. The gold standard here is the Herman Miller Aeron, in continuous production since 1994, using a pellicle mesh suspension system instead of traditional foam and fabric, a design choice specifically meant to distribute weight and eliminate pressure points during long sitting sessions. Well-maintained Aeron units from the early 2000s are still reported in daily use today, a genuinely rare claim in furniture generally, let alone office seating. Premium ergonomic chairs from Herman Miller and Steelcase commonly carry 12-year warranties covering parts, labor, and foam degradation specifically, a dramatically longer commitment than anything in the gaming chair category, and a big part of why furniture reviewers keep coming back to the same conclusion: for pure task-focused desk work, ergonomic's first design simply wins. It's worth noting this category isn't only premium-priced options either. Mid-range ergonomic brands like Branch, Lumbar support the core ergonomic difference. This is the single biggest structural gap between these two categories, and it's not close. A proper ergonomic chair's lumbar support is integrated into the frame and holds your lower back in its natural curve automatically, without you needing to adjust anything mid-session. Herman Miller's PostureFit SL system and Steelcase's LiveBack technology are both cited repeatedly as the two standout implementations in this category, specifically because they flex and adapt with your spine's movement rather than locking you into one fixed position, which matters because nobody actually sits perfectly still and upright for 8 hours, regardless of how good their chair is. Published ergonomics research on lumbar lordosis and spinal loading backs this up directly, showing that chair features which maintain the lower back's natural curve measurably reduce strain on the intervertebral joints during extended sitting, which is the exact mechanism these integrated systems are engineering toward, not just a comfort preference dressed up as science. Most gaming chairs rely on a detachable lumbar pillow, And that design has one obvious weakness: it only works as long as the pillow stays exactly where you positioned it. Shift in your seat, lean forward to type or recline back to think, and that pillow can slide out of place, quietly removing the one piece of back support the chair was providing. There is a genuine exception worth naming directly here: the Secretlab Titan Evo ships, with an integrated 4-way adjustable lumbar mechanism built into the frame itself rather than a strap-on pillow, along with 4D armrests that reviewers say rival the adjustability found on the Aeron itself, which is exactly why its multiple independent reviewers single out as the reason it's the only gaming chair they'd recommend for actual desk work, not just gaming sessions. Before we get into pricing and the one gaming chair that actually competes with premium office furniture, if you want our complete ergonomic chair buying guide with specific model recommendations at every budget tier, that full video is available right now in the I button at the top right corner of your screen. Materials and heat management. Leather and leatherette dominate the gaming chair category because they look striking on camera and are easy to wipe clean, genuinely useful if you're eating or drinking at your desk regularly. The trade-off is heat. Leatherette specifically retains noticeably more warmth than breathable fabric once you're past the 4 to 5 hour mark in a session, which becomes a real comfort problem for anyone working a full 8-hour day rather than gaming for 2 or 3 hours in the evening. Secretlab does offer a soft weave plus fabric option specifically aimed at this problem, and it's the recommended pick for anyone who works 6 or more hours daily, runs warm naturally, or lives somewhere without reliable air conditioning, since the breathability difference over leatherette is described as real and meaningful rather than marginal. Breathable mesh is the default material across nearly every serious ergonomic chair, specifically chosen to manage heat during exactly the kind of extended, all-day sitting that leatherette struggles with. The Aeron's pellicle mesh is the most cited example of this approach done well, and reviewers consistently note that for anyone who runs warm or works in an uncooled space, the breathability difference between mesh and leatherette isn't a minor preference, it's a meaningfully different physical experience by hour 6 or 7 of a workday. The trade-off runs the other direction too. Mesh seating has firmer, more defined edges than a cushioned foam seat, which some users find less comfortable if they like to sit cross-legged or shift into more casual positions throughout the day, so the breathability advantage does come with a slightly less forgiving seat shape for anyone who doesn't sit in a fairly upright, task-focused posture most of the time. Recline and posture philosophy. Gaming chairs are built around aggressive recline ranges, with the Secretlab Titan Evo specifically supporting up to 165 degrees, well beyond what most office chairs offer. If you regularly lean back significantly to watch something, think through a problem, or unwind between tasks, that extended recline range is a genuine, legitimate advantage that most ergonomic chairs simply don't try to compete with, since they're built around sustained upright task posture rather than deep relaxation angles. This is also where the racing seat heritage genuinely pays off, rather than working against you, since the same tall wraparound backrest that can feel restrictive during focused typing becomes a real asset once you're reclined and want your shoulders and head supported through a wide range of motion. Premium ergonomic chairs take the opposite approach, using dynamic backrest systems like Steelcase's LiveBack or Herman Miller's pixelated support that flex with small, constant micro-movements throughout the day, rather than locking you into a wide recline range. Reviewers specifically note that for someone spending 8 to 10 hours primarily upright at a keyboard, this kind of dynamic, moment-to-moment adaptability matters more than the ability to lean back 165 degrees, since that's simply not how most of a workday is actually spent. The philosophy here isn't that recline is bad, it's that an ergonomic chair is optimized for the 90% of the day you're sitting upright doing focused work, and treats deep recline as a secondary feature rather than the headline one, which is precisely the reverse of how a gaming chair prioritizes its design. Price and long-term value. Gaming chairs typically run $300 to $500 for a serious model, meaningfully cheaper upfront than premium ergonomic furniture, and the Secretlab Titan Evo specifically costs less than half of what a new Steelcase Leap V2 or Herman Miller Aeron remastered runs. The catch shows up in warranty and lifespan. The Titan Evo's frame warranty runs 5 years with only 2 years of foam coverage, compared to 12-year warranties covering both frame and foam degradation on the Aeron and Steelcase Gesture, and long-term owners commonly report noticeable seat compression after just 3 to 4 years of regular use. There's also almost no refurbished market for the Titan Evo specifically, so unlike the chairs it competes against, you're generally paying full new price or skipping it entirely, with no discounted but warranted middle option to fall back on. The Herman Miller Aeron starts at $1,495 new, a genuinely steep number, but the math changes when you stretch it across the chair's actual lifespan. A well-maintained Aeron routinely stays in daily use for 10 to 15 years, and a strong, certified refurbished market exists specifically for the Aeron and Steelcase Gesture through dealers like Crandall Office, with refurbished units running $600 to $900 and still carrying a warranty, putting a 12-year warranted ergonomic chair at roughly the same price as a new Titan Evo. Calculated per year of ownership rather than sticker price alone, reviewers repeatedly land on the same conclusion. Premium ergonomic chairs are frequently the better long-term value, not just the better ergonomic choice. And that math holds up even before factoring in resale value. Since a well-kept Aeron retains meaningful resale value in a way gaming chairs generally don't. For buyers who want ergonomic first design without the four-figure entry price, mid-range options like the Branch Ergonomic Chair or SIHOO M57 have narrowed that gap considerably too, delivering a large share of the core lumbar and mesh benefits at a fraction of Aeron pricing, even if they don't match its 12-year warranty or resale value. Best use case: a gaming chair, specifically one with genuine adjustability like the Secretlab Titan Evo, makes sense if you split your time between intense gaming sessions and desk work, want deep recline capability for relaxing between tasks, or simply prioritize the aesthetic of a dedicated gaming setup and are willing to replace the seat foam sooner as a trade-off for that look and price. It's also a reasonable pick if your daily sitting is genuinely mixed and short, moving between a gaming setup, a desk, and a couch throughout the day, since the ergonomic engineering in a premium office chair matters less when no single seat is holding you for 8 uninterrupted hours anyway. A proper ergonomic office chair is the right call if you're sitting upright at a desk for 6 or more hours a day, want a chair engineered specifically around sustained task posture and heat management, or are thinking about total cost of ownership across a decade, rather than just the number on the price tag today. It's also the clearer choice if you already know you run warm during long sessions, or if your work involves frequent calls and shifting postures throughout the day, since the dynamic backrest systems built into premium ergonomic chairs are specifically engineered to flex with exactly that kind of movement rather than fighting against it. Final verdict: gaming chairs win on upfront price, aesthetic, and genuinely superior recline range for anyone who leans back often. And the Secretlab Titan Evo specifically has earned a real place in this conversation by building actual integrated lumbar adjustability into a gaming chair frame, something the rest of the category still mostly fakes with a pillow. At the end of the day, for anyone doing serious desk work, 6+ hours a day, 5 days a week, for years, a genuine ergonomic office chair wins on lumbar support, heat management, and long-term value once you account for warranty length and realistic lifespan. If you mostly game in shorter evening sessions and want to look good doing it, the right gaming chair, specifically one like the Titan Evo with real adjustability, is a legitimate choice. But if this chair is where your workday actually happens, the data consistently points the same direction: buy for your spine, not for the racing seat look, because your back doesn't know or care what your chair looks like on camera. Thanks so much for watching this full comparison. If you want to see our complete breakdown of the best ergonomic office chairs at every budget in 2026, click the card on the left side of your screen. Or, if you want our full Secretlab Titan Evo review to see exactly how it holds up against a Herman Miller Aeron over a full year of daily use, check out the video on the right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. See you then.